This is LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we explore the ins and outs of conscious creation to manifest our favorite dreams come true. Let's have some fun together. Okay, welcome and thank you for joining me for another episode. I've been having some manifesting fun with something, again, that I used to do many years ago, and I thought maybe it could bring you some joy and alignment as well. So, let's start with a little backstory. Oh, I like this backstory. So many, many years ago, I dated a pilot, a commercial pilot. Oh, he was just, I met him when I was traveling for work, which meant I met him when he was in uniform, pilot's uniform. Oh my gosh. And he was so charming. Oh my. In fact, this might be TMI, especially for my parents if they're listening. Mom and Dad, there is such a thing as a fast forward button when you listen to podcasts. You could just fast forward right now 30 seconds and be spared what I'm about to share about how whenever I hear the song, Oh, What a Night, I think of Don Seaman. All right, we're going to leave that at that because there's no way my parents figured out how to fast forward in the 2 seconds I gave them. But although I don't feel bad for them because my mom just called me to find out how to watch more not audio. She wanted to know how to get more videos of Hauser with the cello. I was unfamiliar with this musician until my mom called raving about him. Okay, anyway. So I had this lovely love interest who was getting a new rating to fly a bigger plane, however that goes, and I got to help him study for it. And thus was born my love for checklists. Yeah, so as he was studying, I would be his study partner and help him run through the checklists. And oh my gosh, look, do you see what I'm doing here? Connecting a smoking hot pilot in uniform with checklists? To strengthen the potential positive association? This might legit be why I like checklists as much as I do. Okay, anyway, I had a bunch of fun helping him study, and it was just a lot of checklists, but it was really fun. And checklists they're a big part of a pilot's life. They've got a checklist for everything, and there's a reason for that. Because, in air travel, the stakes are high, mistakes are easy and expensive, not just in equipment, but in lives. Distractions take a toll. So it's high-stakes stuff. And checklists, they help us pay attention to the important things. In fact, checklists are a big part of why airline travel is the safest form of travel. So who wouldn't want that kind of magic happening in the important parts of their own lives, right? So there I was, learning to love running through a good checklist with a smoking hot pilot. And I loved it so much that once I found my way to conscious creation, I incorporated checklists. I loved it. My earlier versions of them, they've evolved since then. And I actually recently, I gave it another update as part of the work I'm doing with my Business Masters group. But before I tell you what's on my checklist and invite you to have some fun creating your own, I'll tell you how I use it. So each time that I'm sitting down to work on something that matters, like, hello, this episode, or creating something new for GVU, or even just starting a new workday, I run myself through the checklist. It's designed to help line me up with positive results. I use mine primarily for work. I don't think I've ever used it really for anything else. But you could use it for all sorts of things, like before going out on a date, or if you had some sort of performance, athletic or artistic, or even before a workout to get best results from your workout, or whatever you would like to go well. You can use a checklist to line up with the results that you want. I use mine mainly for work, and I have it taped to my monitor so it's easy to remember to go through. Here's what's on mine. I used to have a longer one, but it had 8 things on it, and that was annoying to me. So I narrowed it down to 5. I used to use an old one that had 6, and it was super short, but I changed the things on it. Anyway, it's evolved over time. This is what mine is now. Okay, the first line item on the checklist is vision. That's my cue to just ask myself, what do I want? What do I want? Just so that I'm engaging the vision of my desire. For example, an inspiring, fun episode. That's all I got to do. An inspiring, fun episode or whatever it is that I want. And then when I got that locked in, then the It's engaged. So vision, I imagine it, engaged. And then the next item is vibration. That means how does it feel to have it? So for a fun episode, it feels delightful. It feels playful. It feels on purpose. I like that. Okay, so once I know the vibration and I'm feeling it, that's activated. Next item. For me on my checklist, the third one is identity. That means who am I being right now? That's my cue to make sure I am being a helpful person. I don't want to begin my workday being the stressed out, fallen behind, or whatever version of me isn't lining up with good results. I have one answer every time. Look, some of my answers when I run through the checklist are different, but it is the same one every time I do identity. Who am I being right now? Oh, I'm being the best there is. Confirmed. Okay, as soon as I'm plugged in to the best identity, confirmed. And then fourth on my checklist is helpers. That's my cue to invite my players to play. The question I ask myself is, who's invited to play with me? And sometimes the answer is it's angels or guides or my higher self. But most of the time the answer is everyone on my divine team. Everyone's invited to play. And when I get them in mind, then it's assembled. That's how I know that one. I can check it off. They're assembled. Okay, and then fifth on my list is inner guidance. And by that, I just mean higher self, source connection. I'm just checking my connection to source. Am I plugged in? And when I do that, I just vision this light from above pouring down through me, down into the earth. Ooh, that's connected. I'm plugged in. That's it. That's my checklist. Quick and easy. I did have one. It used to have other things on it. Like, I had a line item for shushing gremlins. It said gremlins, and that just represents whatever fears, doubts, or worries might be activated. If I have any of those, I just quiet them down and then I say shushed or silenced or stowed. But I was using shushed because that worked really well for me. And then I did have an item for purpose, like, what's it for? Why am I doing this? Just to remind myself what this is for. It helped me not be attached to results and to remember to have fun with it. So the answer to what the purpose was always, it's for the fun of it. And once I had that in mind, then I could check it off saying identified. And then the last one was measure of success. I really didn't like what I was calling that one. I wanted it to be one word. But what it was intended to cue me into was, how will I know when it's successful? How will I know when I got what I wanted? And that was designed to keep me unattached from results so that I know the purpose of this is to have fun. If I'm not doing it for the fun of it, I am off track. The checklist is designed to help me stay on track. So fun is the reason, and that's the measure of success. Not what comes afterwards, but did I honor my inspiration? Okay, once I'm plugged in there, I can say clear. But 8 things I was just a little irritated to have it be that long, so I narrowed it down to those 5 that I ran through. But whatever you could use some help orienting toward, vibrationally, I mean, you could put that on your list. And that's what I'd recommend you do. If you feel so inspired, make your own checklist designed to put you in highest alignment to your favorite success, whatever that might be. In fact, maybe you could include something like a line for mantra recited. You know my favorite mantra. I, Jeanette Ma, am the highest paid, most well-known, most popular, most effective, most respected law of attraction coach on the planet. No one does it better than I do, and everyone knows it, including me. I'm the best there is, and I get better at it every day, and so it is. Ta-da! I don't have to put that on my checklist because I get mine turned on before I ever make it to the office. That's part of my imagine something good instruction before I get out of bed every day. My day doesn't start until I'm plugged into something good, just because I know how easy it is to start a day thinking about, what I got ahead, what problems, what challenges, or what's left over from yesterday that's still bugging me. I don't want to start my day with that energy. I want to start it with something good. Speaking of Harvey, he's dreaming. He's not snoring. So I do my mantra before I get out of bed. Or it isn't always a mantra. My day doesn't start until I'm plugged into something good. There are lots of ways to do it. I don't even care how I do it. All I care is that my day starts off on a good note, by design, on purpose. Got tons of ways to do it. The mantra is one of my favorites. It's easy. It's fun to say. I do like it still. It does evolve over time as well, but Anyway, I think checklists can help us keep that momentum going later on in the day. I thought it was fun enough to share with you in case you can get some juice from it too. Thanks for listening, everyone, and happy manifesting.